Hello, folks. Welcome to the Scumdogs Kennel. I'm Chris Williams, and I have another great show planned for us. Tonight, we're going to be looking at the missing colony of Roanoke. But first of all, we wait for people to gather in the chat. Let me go off and do some art. Let me go off and show off artwork from the upcoming graphic novel, Scumdogs. All right. Just a moment, folks. We're streaming right here. But before we do anything, let me do this right for to make sure I'm streaming. And here we go on this. Just a moment, folks. And also, let me do this. I'm gonna go share this on Twitter. Make sure people know I'm. Let's see, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be talking about various things on now. Link. Share comics. Gate. All right, that's good. Let me go to profile, do this. Oh, by the way, folks, this because YouTube is basically burying my videos. Go to my Twitter page here, and you'll be able to watch this video again because this video won't be up on. Well, it'll be buried up on YouTube till sometime tomorrow. So go to @777MegaChris1 if you want to see this video. We're going to be looking at the lost colony of Roanoke, and yeah, there are going to be aliens involved. At least people mention aliens in this video, so know that there. So let me go over here and, well, might as well hit the share button and do this as well. Remember, folks, share this video as well. Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, and share it on Facebook. All right, let me do this. This and this. Then we can go pretty much start my show now. So here we go. Here's my extreme 90s cover. This cover I did harken back to the comic books of the 90s. You know, back then when comics were really good and stuff like that. Now, the name of my graphic novel is Scumdogs. It's about a bunch of villains who want to take over the world. See, they're called the Scumdogs and stuff like that. And, well, to be exact, the Scumdogs used to be pro athletes who competed in sporting events held with superhuman monsters as the pro athletes. See, they're called scum and dogs because they're scum and dogs for trading in their humanity for superpowers or to become superhumanly powerful monsters. They did this either through science or through some more esoteric means, and they became well, the superhuman monsters. You can see the stars of my graphic novel: Buick Starpoon and Deathmug. Deathmug is the purple guy with the metal mask, while Buick Starpoon is the guy with the guy over there in that uniform. It looks like it's in that uniform over there. The guy with the weird pompadour hair over here. Deathmug, the leader of the Scumdogs, is basically an arrogant dictator who wants to rule the world. He's based on various villains from 80s cartoons. Like Skeletor from He-Man, he's got a skull face, like the villains of G.I. Joe, the leaders of Cobra, like Cobra Commander. He's got a metal mask, like Serpentor's got gold on him, and he's purple like the Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. While his archenemy Buick Starpoon is basically a parody on G.I. Joe characters, mostly of Duke from G.I. Joe. He's a arrogant military type of guy who never admits he's wrong and keeps doing it, even though he should probably stop, and basically ends up making a giant, making a giant, what's the word I'm looking for here? A complete buffoonery of himself. Now, as you can see, I'm talking about the guy with the pink pompadour hair over here. He's a parody on various military kind of characters, like from G.I. Joe, mostly that. But he's also a parody on space opera hero kind of characters. If you notice his uniform, or anyone wearing a similar uniform to him as part of his team in the Space Forces. He's a parody of various space opera heroes like Zap Brannigan, Captain Kirk from Star Trek, Buzz Lightyear, or Buck Rogers, those kinds of heroes. Now, because him and his team are all G.I. Joe parodies, they each have a military specialty, something in the military they do. This guy over here, his name is Roadhog. He's another part of Buick Starpoon's team. His name is Roadhog. He's an army guy. That's what he does. Then you have this bold guy with a gun down here in the blue uniform. His name is Beach Pounder. His military specialty is that he's a Marine, just another Marine. Then you have this guy back here in the red uniform driving that vehicle. This guy back here in this guy back here in the red uniform driving this vehicle. His name is Blast Tank. His military specialty is that he's a heavy vehicle specialist, a tanker. Now, this cover is one of 3 different variant covers you'll be able to back when my Indiegogo goes live, so you have that as well to look forward to. It looks pretty good, don't you think? Now let's go look at this character. We're looking at this is Girl Friday. She's the second in command to the Wild Rangers. That's the name of Buick Starpoon's team in the Space Forces. She was assigned as Buick Starpoon's second in command because while the Wild Rangers fight the Scum Dogs and save the universe, the Scum Dogs, why they're taking over the universe is they were banned from sports because they say they were former pro athletes. They were banned from it because, well, they are not exactly the nicest guys because they're trading in their humanity. You get the idea. Well, Girl Friday was assigned to the Wild Rangers, and, well, as I said, while the Wild Rangers fight the Scum Dogs and save the universe. As I said, the Scum Dogs are the villains of this series. And as I said, while the Wild Rangers fight the Scum Dogs and save the universe, they're just idiots who destroy stuff. So to head off criticism, they assigned Girl Friday as the second in command to Buick Starpoon. And she hates them. She hates her job because she feels like her career in the military is over. So she just hates him and stuff like that. All right. Now, over here we see Deathmug's henchmen. Because in all 80s cartoons, the main villain of the cartoon would have henchmen. And these are my henchmen. The pink guy down here is Sloppy. And the blue guy with the top hat is Mirrormouth. There are a couple of idiots that basically do what Deathmug orders them to do, but keep screwing up and destroying, making huge disasters and destroying stuff. And it's going to be funny as hell. They're a parody of every henchman from an 80s cartoon. Here we have Hair Metal Doctor. Hair Metal Doctor is a parody on Dr. Mindbender from G.I. Joe, Mad Scientist. But my Mad Scientist is a hair metal musician. He thinks of all the machines the Scum Dogs use to try and take over the universe. He does it while being Hair Metal Doctor, and that's just awesome. And here we have Miss Breasty Melons. Miss Breasty Melons is a parody on the Baroness from G.I. Joe. But unlike the Baroness, she's a party girl. She only became a villain for fun. She's only doing this to have fun. Now, the Hair Metal Doctor pinup and the Miss Breasty Melons pinup here will be included with other pinups in my graphic novel when you back it on Indiegogo. I work on my book every day. When Scum Dogs is done, it'll be up on Indiegogo, so go back it when it's ready. But I will also get these pinups out to you from T-shirts. I will also get these pinups out to you on T-shirts from Crypto Fashion as soon as I'm able to make them, okay? So, yeah, look out for those as well. Now, we're going to be looking at the Lost Colony of Roanoke, but first let's look at some Indiegogos real quick. Let me go over here. We're going to be talking about... Let's see this. Earthbound has made 67,690s. The Godlike has made 133,771 with 15 days left, so that looks pretty good. In the event Discover Cyberfug exclusive magnetic portfolio was made 105,676. Let's see if these campaigns have made any more money. Let's refresh this page. All right. Cyberfrog's Starfolio has made 107,468. Earthbound Part 2 has made 67,690. Ooh, Knife Hand, the new Jawbreakers graphic novel has made 69,565. While the bombshell here is made 31,430. Not bad. Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter has made 26,900. Okay. All right. So it's this. God Like the Ramos Saga has made 134,778. Perfect 10 issue 2 is ended its campaign. Malevolent Rising 5 has made 563, 4 days left. Six Gun Gorilla has made a new one without a cemetery, has made 8,737. Wow, all of these books look good. King's Blade, the Adarian Key, Part 1 is made $35 US with 58 days left. It looks like a great looking book because the artwork looks great in it. Final Boss, the graphic novel is made 42,760 with 22 days left. Andy Smith's First Man Learning Curve is made 17,746. Downcast 3 Submerge is made 44,259. Yeah, that looks good. Let me go down here. Alien, let's see. Monster Hunt, Let's Get Cracking is made from our friend Mike Barron is made 20,723. Nexus, the Coming of Gormondo is made 7,964. All right, not bad. Alien Alamo is made 93,571. Looks good. It's pretty good there. 94 Reach Charlie's Wars made 27,383. Let's see, go down here. Let's see. Cardinal Book 1 is made 101,315. Not bad. Let's see. I'm trying to look down here. Let's see. Mavericks is made 12,295. Here we are. Cyberfrog First Wave action figures is made 470, 600, over $470,600. 17 days left. It looks pretty good. You can back each of these action figures. Ooh, First Wave Cyberfrog action figures. Here's what they're going to look like, huh? Looks like a new. Maybe not. Looks like they've added some stuff. Let me go down to. Oh, here's what Modern Cyberfrog Tarek Wren. Here's what they're going to be shipped in. You're going to see the action, the different heads and hands, and as well as the stand he'll come with. The same goes for all the other characters. Each of these action figures comes with a bunch of stuff, as well as being. They come with a bunch of. They also come. Yeah, look at that stuff. They also are fully articulate. They are also fully. They can move around, articulated, and stuff like that. They're so articulated, it's unbelievable. You can buy each of these action figures except for the Vespid action figure for $40. The Vespid one is, not $40. Well, the Vespid is $75, while Modern Cyberfrog and the other ones are all $40. That looks pretty good. Each of them looks good. And as I said, they come with a bunch of different stuff, hands and heads and stuff like that. So that's also good. This campaign's made $606 already. So that is good. It's fully funded, and all of them are coming with a bunch of stuff. So you're getting that as well. Yeah, look at that artwork. Yeah, I like to look at them. Here's the Vespid's action figure. Here's the 90s Cyberfrog. It looks good too. But this is what the boxes are going to look like. Yeah, that's good. Now we look at this. Let's go look at this at the Lost Colony of Roanoke, huh? At least, and theories about what happened there. The mystery of the Lost Colony of Roanoke may finally be solved. These are just some theories on what they are. Let me go over here first to make sure something. Roanoke. Roanoke. Whoops, maybe I should do that. Lost colony of Roanoke Outer Banks. Roanoke Country Colony Wikipedia. I'm trying to find a. Let's look at this one for the first thing. Let's see. Wrong thing. Good. I don't want to use Wikipedia because it ain't exactly the best source of information. There's a lot of stuff on it. Maybe should I put Roanoke UFOs or theories? I could use those to. I could use these over here. They're good sources of information. Finally be solved. The mystery of the lost colony of Roanoke may finally be solved. I might as well use this article. I was hoping for something better. Let me go over here. By the way, hit that like button for me. It really helps me fight the algorithm, okay? You know, go hit that like button because the more people that see my content means the more people will come and back my graphic novel Scumdogs when it's up on Indiegogo, okay? When it's up on Indiegogo, as well as please hit that bell, hit the part of the bell that gives you all future notifications, and please go share this video on Twitter and Facebook. Let's get into this article now. Well, maybe any others? Well, look at these various theories. This should explain what the colony was at, what happened to it. What exactly happened to the lost colony in Roanoke is one of America's oldest mysteries. But according to New York evidence, it may have finally been solved. In 1587, a group of 115 English settlers arrived on the Outer Banks of North Carolina called Roanoke Island. They began a new life in the United States, but just 3 years after their arrival, the colony was completely abandoned. While it's not entirely certain what exactly happened to the colonists, there's some speculation that they traveled inland or that maybe they relocated to Hayter's Island. Colonists on Roanoke Island carved the wood Groatoan wooden post. Wooden post. It's reference to the Groatoan tribe that lived in Hayter's Island. Still unclear as to why they carved that wood into the post. Was it to let others know that they moved to Hayter's Island to live with the Groatoans? That the tribe attacked their settlement? The colonists were told to carve a Maltese cross into a tree if they were attacked or forced to leave the island. But no cross was ever found, so an attack or battle seemed unlikely. Maybe. Interesting. So you get the idea. Scott Dawson is a hobby archaeologist and from Hatteras Island. Hatteras Island. Hatteras has heard many stories over the years, but the missing colonists, I saw a lot of artifacts coming up when people were building houses, sometimes for erosion from storms. He said, adding, it gutted me to see that no one was doing anything about it. So that's when he decided to start the Croatoan Archaeological Society in an attempt to find evidence that the colonists did in fact move to Hatteras. Dawson reached out to a British archaeologist, Professor Mac Horton from the University of Bristol, who was very interested in helping out. I think it's a really interesting point. You know, why are a bunch of Brits working on the site of North Carolina? Why? Well, maybe. You know, why are a bunch of Brits working on the site of North Carolina? I was wondering, why would they? Why would they possibly do that? But you get the idea what happened now with Roanoke. That's why I'm going to, it's kind of Outer Banks. Britannica. Maybe if I do UFO, I'm trying to get something to come up on here. Strange, cool and interesting stuff.com. Huh. All right, let's try this. I don't want to just do alien stuff here, but I might have to do so. Let me do this, and use this. I don't really use Wikipedia for this article and stuff like that because, let's see, the mystery of what became the 120 settlers who tried to establish England's first colony on the northeast of America has remained unsolved for 400 years. But you get the idea. Hopefully this will get like that. I don't want to use Wikipedia for this and stuff like that because I think, especially because Wikipedia can basically be altered by anybody. Queen Elizabeth the First informs, remained unsolved for 400 years. Queen Elizabeth, the famed explorer Sir Walter Riley, had hoped the expedition, the 1580s, would create a capital in the New World, but something went terribly wrong. The men, women, and children simply vanished, possibly massacred by Native Americans, Indians, and, I should say Native Americans. Any evidence of settlement disappeared, and the infamous lost colony became rooted in American folklore. Last year, centuries-old map in the area drawn by a man on that voyage rekindled interest in the fate of the lost colonists. Tests found that a hint of the possible location of what may have been intended as the colony's capital near Roanoke Island, apparently drawn in invisible ink. The X marks the spot shown in the form of a Lorin, the symbol for a fort in the map drawn by John White, who accompanied Riley's first attempt to establish the colony and who led the settlers on the quest to set up the city of Riley. The ink, which is also disguised by a piece of paper glued to it, was likely put together using milk, citrus juice, or as was the common at the time. Let's see, timeline, what we know so far. 1584, Sir Walter Raleigh's men first found land on Roanoke Island and find it suitable for settlement. 1585, 108 soldiers come to Roanoke to establish the first colony. 1586, colonists and Native Americans at war and colony abandoned. Secured group of 117 colonists come to Roanoke. This might just be a theory, folks, so don't take this as anything more than that. 1590, the captain returns to Roanoke to find the colony gone. 1602, Riley makes another attempt to locate the colony. 1921, the story of the lost colony was made on story of the lost colony. 1921, there was a film made of it. 1940, professional archaeology begins at Roanoke. 2012, experts identified a tantalizing clue hidden in a map drawn by men on the fateful voyage. 2013, researchers studied the site with the help of magnetometers and GPR. All right. Okay. Not that helpful. I thought there'd be more information than that. But you can see that there was problems with the Native Americans, but that no one really knows what happened. Maybe it was something else. They disappeared and stuff like that. You gotta wonder what happened to the colony of Roanoke. Maybe actually this. Maybe I should look at this. Get back to this over here and stuff. Let's look at this so you get an idea here. Maybe I should just look at the Wikipedia page. I really want something a bit better than that. And looking at just and I do plan to look at more theory articles talking about what happened to Roanoke Island, but I was hoping for more information than just that. Let's see, maybe actually just say actual story. MSN, true story of the lost colony of Roanoke. Author reveals what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. History.com. I guess that's better than using the Wikipedia page. So let me do this and get this up here so it's easier to use. And then I'll go back over here. Thought this would be easier. Lost colony of Roanoke. The origins of one of the America's oldest unsolved mysteries can be traced to August 1587, when a group of about 115 English settlers basically, but came to ruin. Well, they came. The settlers. They basically made a home on Roanoke Island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. Later that year, it was decided that Captain John White, governor of the new colony, would sail back to England in order to gather a fresh load of supplies. But just as he arrived, a major naval war broke out between England and Spain. Queen Elizabeth I called on every available ship to confront the mighty Spanish Armada. August of the 15th century. Well, okay, I guess that's not Armada. It's up in 1590. Pop up there. White finally returned to Roanoke, where he had left his wife and daughter, his infant granddaughter, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in America. The other settlers there, 3 long years before, he found no trace of the colony, its inhabitants, and few clues to what might have happened, apart from a single word, Roanoke, carved into a wooden post. Investigators in the fatal lost colony Roanoke have continued over the centuries, but no one has come up with a satisfactory answer. Roanoke was the name of an island south of Roanoke that was home to Native American tribe. Same name. Perhaps then the colonists were killed or abducted by Native Americans. Other hypotheses hold that they tried to sail back to England on their own and got lost at sea, that they met maybe they were abducted by ultra-terrestrials. Lost at sea, they met a bloody end at the hands of Spaniards, had marched up from Florida, or they moved further inland and were absorbed into a friendly tribe. 2007, experts began to collect and analyze DNA from local families to figure out if they related to the Roanoke settlers. Local Native American tribes are both, despite their lingering mystery. It seems that there's one thing to be thankful for. The lessons learned at Roanoke may have helped the next group of English settlers who would found their own colony 17 years later, just a short distance to the north of Jamestown. Is that it? Not too bad. We learned a bit more. But that's about it. You get the idea that they disappeared, so we don't really know what happened to them. Should I be looking at theories now? What happened? Aliens go, something like that, or ultra-terrestrials now? I mean, there are a lot of theories abounding, but they think they were abducted. Some people think they basically, as you said, abandoned the place and went somewhere else, but no one knows what happened to the settlers. So it's very interesting to wonder what happened to them. Let's see. Let's get back to this article. Have been performing. Let's see. Yeah, we were reading this article here and stuff like that. About like that, they basically, after part of what I think happened to them, Dawson reached out to British archaeologists. I mean, what do I say here? I think I'll get back to this article here. Yeah, this guy who was an archaeologist basically said he was ashamed that people weren't basically looking at this and trying to make sure basically looking more into what happened on this island and stuff like that. Dawson reached out to British archaeologist Professor Mac Hutton from the University of Bristol. He was very interested in helping. I think it's an interesting point, Let's suppose the answer is it's our history and heritage as much as it is yours. It's part of the shared story, he stated. Adding, should I read this from the beginning of this article, folks? I already read it a bit earlier. And so maybe we should go from the beginning of this. I mean, I basically just covered this thing about what happened with Dawson here, who basically reached out to British archaeologist Professor Mark Howden, and now they're working together on Roanoke Island to find information and basically on what happened to the colonists. So there's that as well to say. I suppose the answer is that our history and heritage, what they're saying now, is yours. It's part of that shared history. We've been excavating 16th century sites in England for a very long time and thought, well, maybe I could bring in new perspective on this problem because we know what this stuff really actually looks like. They have been performing excavations since 2009 and have found thousands of pretty interesting artifacts, including several items from the 16th century. If you're wondering what happened earlier, it basically went over what happened, that the colonists disappeared. Then they think that maybe they possibly went off to Koratoran Island or something like that. And this guy Hutton here decided to get other archaeologists involved to look for more information and stuff. So that's if you're wondering what happened earlier in this article. I don't want to have to go over it again. Found pretty, let's get back to this. They have been performing excavations since for years and have been found thousands of pretty interesting artifacts, including several items from the from that century, the same time frame that the Roanoke colonists arrived on the island and later went missing sword handles, copper rings, earrings, glass bright slates, and a Nuremberg token. What? Nuremberg token, huh? Among the items found. Yeah, all right. So why did the colonists go to the Hatteras Island? Horton believes that it makes tons of sense for them to have relocated there. Maybe. So why did the colonists go to Hatteras Island? Horton believes that it makes a tons of sense for them to have relocated there. When these colonies became abandoned, you get a massive political eruption and disagreements and people walking out and things instead. So it's only not unlikely that one group might have gone on to the Chesapeake, peak up at the Abermale, but it's I'm pretty confident one group, at least probably the pretty substantial part, came out to Hatteras Island and went on to explain to go out to the point of the Outer Banks where you can see vessels passing by most easily. We know that the Native American communities there were friendly. It was a good place and one's allies, and a place where you can potentially be rescued. Dawson believes that they have found the survivors' camp where the Roanoke colonists would have lived when they first arrived on Hatteras Island and before they aligned with the Croatoans. They were planning on excavating the site this spring, but the date had to be pushed back to next year because of the corona of the ill what that thing again. Dawson detailed the findings in his new book called The Lost Colony of Hatteras Island. Maybe. He says, so here's one time about that to think that, and it goes well with what we read, that they think relocated to Hatteras Island and basically became allied with the people there. But let's go look at some stuff. Strange skies, sinister government first in the UFO wave of Virginia. Maybe look at Lost Colony found again, Roanoke Island. We could look at that. I was hoping for a few theories on what happened, like them talking about aliens and stuff now, or maybe if they were wiped out. Should we look at this article? Oh, it's all right. Let's get to this one. Oh, by the way, folks, please go and hit that like button for me. It really helps me fight the algorithm. Okay, so more people's the more people that hit that like button means more people will know about my graphic novel Scumdogs when it comes available on Indiegogo. I'm still working on the book, folks. When it's done, it'll be up on Indiegogo as well. As please remember, this video will be up on my Twitter page at 77megachris1. At 77megachris1. That's because YouTube tends to basically be burying my videos and suppressing them. So if you want to see this as soon as possible and hit the like button on it, or see this video as soon as I'm done and you want to watch it again, go over to my Twitter page and it'll be there. It'll be the first pinned tweet. I'm doing this and stuff to make you remember that, as well as hit that bell, hit the part of the bell that gives you all future notifications as well. All right. And please go share this video out on Twitter and Facebook. Let's get into watching some more articles here. Let's see this one. Let's see. In the movie Groundhog Day, Bill Murray's the guy who was playing. Phil Connors relives the same day over and over again. Different things happen each time in a similar way. American historians relive the story of what happened to Walter Raleigh's Lost Colony of Roanoke, the first English settlement in North America, with new theories on what happened to it, popping up regularly just months after one group presented a convincing argument that the settlers moved to Hatteras Island, assimilated with the native Crowan tribe. A new theory pops up that the settlers moved instead to a sacred fort in North Carolina. According to National Geographic, the new discovery began in 2012 when researchers studying watercolor maps of eastern North Carolina printed by John White, governor of the Roanoke Island, found a patch covering the image of a fort on the head of Alabama Sound. On top of the patch was a faint outline of a fort drawn in invisible ink. At the time, researchers theorized that White was hiding the existence of the fort from the Spanish. That is, discovery led archaeologist Nick Lockhart, French Colony Foundation, and began searching the area for evidence of the lost colonists. That search paid off recently when bluff overlooking Alabama Sound, they found fragments of pottery with English, German, French origins. The number and variety, English, Spanish, French, and German origins. The number of the variety of artifacts recovered provide compelling evidence the site was, that is interesting. Pottery with English, German, and French origins, huh? Okay, that's pretty interesting. The number and variety of artifacts recovered provide compelling evidence the site was inhabited by several settlers from Sir Walter Raleigh's, 1587 colony. In this drop, the Mac moment, Hunt for the Lost Roanoke colonist, Nicola Cart believes it's clear evidence that some of the settlers traveled 50 miles to North Carolina. And had made residents and farmed the area while waiting for White to come back from England and rescue them. A happy ending that never happened. This theory fits in with the earlier one about settlers moving to Hatteras Island, since there's evidence that the colonists had separated into two groups before leaving. If any of the inhabitants of the lost colony smoked, then they would have used native pipes than London-made ones. One person agrees with Lockhart, a ceramic expert in the Museum of London, who says the lack of pieces of English-made clay smoking pipes came later to the colonists, puts the newly discovered fragments in the proper time period. Other hand, the fragments are found in soil that had been farmed and plowed for centuries by settlers and slaves, with no other evidence of a settlement has been found. That means one thing: groundhog. No one really knows what really happened still. Okay, so there's that as well. Now let's go maybe we get a good idea of what possibly happened to these people now. A good idea. Let's go maybe look at some theories now. Maybe lost colony Roanoke. Let's see if I can't bring up some more information. Right. Expand to see, huh? I guess I should go over here. Let's see if I can find some more information. UFOs, the Lost Colony of Roanoke, the UFO Church. Let's try the UFOologist.com if we can't find some more theories. New clue from Fate of Roanoke, Lost Island. This basically seems to be covering similar information we've seen. I thought there'd be more. To sum up, two patches of one patch appears merely correct the mistake of the map, but the other is what modern day Brit colony and northeastern North Carolina hides what appears to be a fort of another symbol. Yeah, American British. We already covered some of this information just now. White made the map and other drawings when a guy like that when he came back to the colony was gone. But the discovery fort. This is stuff we already covered like that. Researchers say the patches attached to what's excruciatingly accurate map were made with ink and paper. With the rest of that was basically like the rest of the map. Corrected mistakes on the shoreline in the Paloma River and the placing of some villages, but the other covered the possible fort symbol, which is visible only when the map is viewed in a light box. The map was critical to Sir Walter Raleigh's quest to attract investors in his second colony. Lane said it was critical to convincing Queen Elizabeth I to let him keep his charter to establish a colony in the New World. It was critical to the colonists who navigated small boats in rough waters. So that made Lane wonder if this was such an accurate map and it was so critical to the mission, why in the world did it have patches on it? This important document is being shown to the investors only and royalty to document the success of this mission. And it had patches in it like a hand-me-down. Richards don't know why someone covered the symbol with a patch, though Harn said the two drawings could indicate the settlers planned to build more of a symbol than just a fort. The land where archaeologists would need to dig eventually is privately owned, and some of it could be under a golf course and resident community. So excavating won't begin anytime soon. But it does have to said, but it doesn't have. Said Nicholas, look at professional archaeologists in Virginia. Archaeologists must re-examine ceramics, including some researchers. Oh, yeah. So we have some more information here, but not much. Okay. I was hoping for a bit more. I was hoping about theories on if it was aliens or not, or maybe it was ultra-terrestrials. Jeez. I thought this would definitely get a bunch of stuff like that. That's kind of, theories. Maybe I should put Theories. Let's get UFOs that tell the Roanoke theories about the let's see history collection. I was hoping for history again. Maybe lost kind of Roanoke theories about the mysterious. Okay, let's try this one. The UFO. Let's see this one here. Lost colony of Roanoke. Okay, let's try this. Let me do this. Let's see if we get some more information and theories about what possibly happened on Roanoke. I could also try this. Roanoke. See if that brings up any information on cryptozoology paranormal. I guess not. Let's see this UFO Digest. Let's try this search. Roanoke. Search results for Roanoke. Nuclear Roanoke lost colony. I guess not much information. All right, let's try this. From the weird, huh? The lost colony of Roanoke was a group of English settlers who disappeared from Roanoke Island, North Carolina, without a trace, sometime between 1587 1587 and 90, leaving behind nothing but the word Croatoan carved into a post. What the believers say, the complete disappearance of 113 or more people, along with everything they possess, suggests the possibility of some kind of supernatural abduction scenario. Perhaps we're basically kidnapped by aliens and beamed up to a ship, John White thought it fortunate that he was arriving back at the Roanoke settlement on the day of his granddaughter's 3rd birthday. He had returned to England 9 days after Virginia Dare's birth in the New World, and the war with Spain had prevented his return till now. For 3 years, he had kept his daughters Eleanor and granddaughter Virginia in his thoughts as birth decimated the Spanish Armada. And now he was soon to see them again. She is probably a spitting image of her mother, mused as his 3 ships neared the shore. They had fired off a cannon blast to alert the settlers of their return, and they had seen smoke rising from the island, which they believed was from a signal fire. But John White and his crew were not greeted with a warm welcome from the settlers upon landing, and they found nothing at all. Houses and structures had been taken down, and on a palisade fence, Wright found carved the word Croatoan, which had been given to signify a place where I should find the planters seated. Croatoan, which are planters seated, according to the sacred token agreed upon between them and me at my last departure from them. For at my coming away, they were prepared to remove 50 miles to the main. More than 400 years later, the disappearance of the Roanoke settlers remains one of America's most puzzling riddles. There are any theories about the disappearance that are more plausible than others? Yes, and many historians believe that the notions that the settlers migrated to Croatoan and Hatteras Island make the most sense. John White had told the settlers to carve the name on their destination on a tree or fence if they decided to pack and move, and he had also told them to cut a Maltese cross over the name of the place that they were being forced to leave. They were being taken away as prisoners. There was no Maltese cross above the word Croatoan, suggesting that the departure was of their own free will. Were they thus assimilating the bloodline of the natives there? Well, the Native Americans, or the guys that were living there already. English explorer John Larson visited Roanoke Island 119 years later. Let me go back over here and basically. Oh, Bianca the Zombie, dude! Yes, Bianca the Zombie. We're talking about the lost colony of Roanoke dying. Stephen King mentioned the story, I think. Yeah, all right. I think he did. And thank you for the 2 tweets, Bianca the Zombie. And thank you for checking the Scumdog's Kennel. Right now, I already covered a lot of information about what happened to the colonists, basically disappearing and possibly moving somewhere else. Right now, I'm hoping to basically cover a few theories about what people think happened to them. If they were taken by aliens or something else, what happened, stuff like that. Right now, we're reading this article here. English explorer John Larson, he spent some time with the Hatters, who directed since the original. He later wrote that the Indians told him that several of their ancestors were white people. talked into a book as we do, the truth of which is confirmed, eyes being found infrequently among these Indians and no others. The colonists have been slaughtered by the Croatian Indians. One of the colonists' last survivors carved the name of their murderers on the palisade possible. Both the Spanish and the English not only carefully investigated the site of the original colony, but also searched far and wide for any sign of the colonists and came up empty-handed. One would think that there would be signs of the bloody massacre of more than 100 people, even if it was nothing more than blood on the sand. What about the supernatural theories? Some have posted that the entire colony was abducted by aliens, that they were beamed up to a spaceship. This would explain the total lack of any evidence whatsoever that had ever been anyone in Roanoke Island upon John White's arrival. Yeah, this would explain the total lack of any evidence. Total lack. Yeah. As with all far-fetched supernatural or paranormal theories, well, it is strange that they only found a few evidence of the buildings being taken down. And then that is very suspicious. The buildings were taken down. They weren't burned down or basically destroyed. They were literally basically looked like part of the buildings had basically been literally taken down, basically like someone was just going to were basically just taking it apart. They took apart the buildings. So why did that happen? Why didn't they most likely just burn it down? That is very strange in of itself, isn't it, folks, to consider. What about the let's get back to this article. Well, entire company abducted by aliens. As with all far-fetched supernatural, we already covered that. And thus the continuing story in our conclusion here, and that the fate of the lost colony of Roanoke is in the end still inconclusive. Let's see. Here's some other information. Legal destination, North Carolina. Mixed Indian and white blood found in the various eastern sections of the state, but chiefly in Robeson Country. Approximately 5,000 for many years. They were classed with various free peoples, but steadily refused to accept such classification to attend such schools, churches, claiming to be descendants of the early native tribes of white settlers who had intermarried with them. After 20 years ago, was officially recognized, and they were given 9 separate legal existences and a title of such people. The theory of descent from Aurelia's lost colony under the name they now have separated local provisions are admitted by some privileges, but according to others, the theory of descent from the lost colony may be regarded as baseless. Could be very well that they aren't actually related to those people. After all, for hundreds of years, natives and settlers have interbred. The name itself serves as a convenient label for people who combine themselves with the blood of the wasted native tribes, the early colonists of forest rovers, the runaway slaves of other such people, and probably also of stray seamen, probably lost and coasting vessels of the west of the various trades going on down there. Okay. I don't see why this is such a mystery, since that they were observed by the going about that. I was hoping for a bit more theories about what happened. Is that it? Oh. Any other information? Something about that. Okay, we covered a bunch of stuff right there. People think they might have been abducted by aliens. They could have been taken by any number of various creatures. Something for a bit more information than what we have now. But hey, not doing too bad. They take up most of the hour looking for this information. What do you think happened to the lost tribe of Roanoke folks? Do you think they were abducted by aliens? Do you think they just basically moved out and were basically and sold somewhere else? Do you think they were taken by ultra-terrestrials, or maybe they were abducted by creatures from another universe? Because there is very weird evidence for what happened on this colony. The colony basically was gone, as if it had never been there. I mean, there was only a few stray buildings that had been basically just a few wood panels and stuff like that, wooden posts that were stuck in the ground and stuff. That was all that was left of the colony. Not burned down or anything like that. It was just the colony itself just disappeared, leaving only very little evidence. So that is weird. That is very weird. Maybe I should just try theories on Roanoke. Lost Colony of Roanoke theories. Lost Colony of Roanoke theories about the mysterious, maybe. I guess I could cover this one, but it's basically going to cover some of the information we already looked at. What are the theories on Roanoke Colony disappearance? Maybe not 5 theories. What do you think, folks? I'd love to hear more information, what you would think about what happened here. Got a few more minutes to this. We have a few more for in this video. I'd love to hear your ideas of what happened. I mean, what happened to those people? They just disappeared, and there's no evidence that they were attacked, really. It was only 3 years. You think there'd be more evidence than what was left? But those people possibly moved off and went elsewhere, or they were just basically abducted by something. Very strange to think about. Very, very strange to think about. Maybe I should just put strange theories. Strange theories. Lost kind of Roanoke history like that. I guess I could look at this real quick. Let's see. I was hoping for. Let's just go. I'm going straight to the theories. Colonists were observed in local that. Croatoan, there's that stuff like that. Colonists were murdered. Possibly, it's basically going to the information by possibly other people and stuff like that. Cannibalism, they could have turned on each other. There's that as well. Disease wiped them out, but it wouldn't have destroyed the colony unless it was burned down. They would have found more evidence than what they found. Witchcraft, supernatural religious explanations, dare stones. Okay, let's try this. What happened here? There have been many supernatural religious explanations covering Native American beliefs. Native Americans believe in a wild spirit in the realm of the base called Wendigo. When people resort to eating human flesh, in this case of the cannibalism, the bodies are taken over by Wendigo. If the people of Roanoke resorted to cannibalism, this belief they were still alive roaming the woods of North Carolina in the form of Wendigos. That they are still alive roaming the woods of North Carolina. The quotation belief system includes a spirit in the island that had the power to absorb humans to the landscape. If the spirit was offended or angered, it would turn people into trees, animals, stones, or any other part of the island. If the colonists were exploiting the resources or abusing land, it could have angered a spirit. That means the people of the Roanoke didn't disappear at all. They were just absorbed into the land. The quotation also believes the reptilian devil of the woods, evil spirit that could attach itself to people. The spirit made people violent, greedy, and paranoid. The tradition believes that the reptilian spirit had possessed the settlers once they started to turn on each other. Yeah, after they left for England, more. Yeah, after the guy left for England. Yeah, could be. Dare stones, maybe. So it could be that as well. That they maybe some supernatural explanation. I was hoping for more information about what could have happened. There's witchcraft. There are two theories involving witchcraft. The quotations either executed the colonists as witches. Colonists were the victims of witches who live in the North Carolina woods. The quotations believed in witchcraft. Definition of witches was people who used black magic to commit evil acts in everyday life. While there is no evidence that quotation accused witches, quotation accused the people of Roanoke of witchcraft, they were known for condemning dangerous outsiders. They easily could have blamed the people of Roanoke for spreading disease, to which the quotation had no immunity. The quotations of Native American tribes tell legends of witches who live in the North Carolina woods who used black magic to hurt other people. It is a story that the people of Roanoke became the victim of these witches when they left the island, and that is why they were never heard from again. That could be as well, isn't it, folks? Let me go back over here. What do you think about this, huh? Okay, we had 2 more theories about what they think. Could it be aliens, other supernatural stuff, or did the people of Roanoke just disappear off the face of the earth? Did they go off and basically resell somewhere else? Did they go to that fort? Or were they abducted by something supernatural, like aliens, or witches killed them, or the land itself did it, or maybe they just were literally abducted off the face of the earth by aliens. Any number of theories could happen, couldn't it, folks? To point to what happened on Roanoke Island. We had a good live stream. I had not much information. I was hoping for more information that I could have gotten. Maybe I should have done this a bit more. I already know about what happened in Roanoke. But I was hoping for a bit more on the theory side. But we didn't do too bad tonight, have we, folks? All right, I'm going to end this live stream. Please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Read comics that are bad for you, okay? Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that like button because it helps me fight the algorithm so more people can see my videos as well. So please go and leave some comments down below. Hit that bell and hit the part of the bell that gives you all future notifications. And also, please go and share this video out on Twitter and Facebook. Remember, folks, go over to Stitched Together Pics. Stitched Together Pics is a YouTube channel that deserves far more subscribers. It's hosted by a great host. He plays this character called the Maniacal Cinephile, who is just funny as hell. When you watch Stitched Together Pics, you're just going to have a good time. Go and subscribe to Stitched Together Pics, as well as go over and subscribe to Creepy Little Book. Creepy Little Book is like the Art Bell radio show. He does live streams every night. He also releases small videos talking about high strangeness, but as I said, he live streams every night. He live streams on weekdays at 12:30 a.m. and on weekends at 10 o'clock p.m. He talks about aliens and ghosts and learns so much from watching Creepy Little Book. Yeah, he talks about such interesting stuff that you have to say that you really enjoy your time watching it. All right. We looked at this and other stuff like that. Also, please go over and subscribe to Robot Co-op. Robot Co-op is like Mystery Science Theater 3000. They use these robot puppets to basically play these live streams and play these and have fun with. They play video games while using these robot puppets, and you have so much fun from watching them. They are just great. Go and subscribe to Robot Co-op. All right, we had a pretty good time tonight, folks. Yeah, all right. Now, folks, remember, I'll be back again tomorrow around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 11 o'clock p.m. for another live stream, so be sure to come back again then. I'm Chris Williams from the Scumdogs Kennel. Thank you all for joining me.